guys, it's Brad from Sweet Life Adventures. And today I'm going to do a review of one of the coolest gadgets we've ever bought. This is made by a brand called Solo Stove. And Solo Stove has a range of sizes of these things. This particular one is called the Bonfire. So when you hear me talking about Solo Stove today, I'll be solely referring to the Bonfire. This is a fire pit. You can cook on it, you can do all kinds of stuff with it, but come over here and I'll show you some of the basic features of this unit. It is 20 pounds, so it's not going to be great for like backpacking or anything like that, but roadside camping, it's awesome. But what makes this thing amazing is the technology behind it. And you can see these holes on the bottom here. And if you look at the top here, these holes draw in a bunch of air into the center of the fire pit. And so you'll see that it's raised up here and it's got all these holes on the bottom. And the fire itself can draw an extreme amount of oxygen to keep it burning super efficient. So the claim to fame for the Bonfire is it's nearly smokeless. And the reason being is it has enough oxygen and fuel to keep the fire just burning extremely hot. If you look at a typical campfire that you've ever had, you'll notice like the end of the logs are smoking and it's burning really heavily in the middle. Well, with the air encompassing all around it, you don't have to worry about that. When you unpackage it, it's going to come with this little ring upside down. Just note that you need to flip this over. And if you come in again here, you can see another set of holes around the top. And this is what's called the secondary burn. And this is another piece of the technology that makes it nearly smokeless. So this chambered wall right here will suck in superheated air and it will release it to the top of the fire, giving it more oxygen and fuel, and it's called the secondary burn. And that's what makes it super efficient and makes it probably the most efficient fire pit on the market. When you get the fire really burning in here, you'll see the oxygen and the air coming out of these holes, and it creates one of the neatest and coolest looking fires you'll ever see, and we'll get some good footage of that so you can kind of take a look at it. So with the Bonfire, one of the cool features is because it is raised up off the ground, you can kind of set it anywhere. So if you are more primitive campers like us, we're not in a designated campground, so we can just come in, set it on the ground. The cool part too is you can pack your wood in it and it really doesn't take up any extra space than packing your normal wood. So just set the wood in here. One thing that Solo Stove does say is not to pack your wood taller than the Bonfire itself. And it's about 14 inches tall and 19 to 20 inches wide. So it's not massive, but it's big enough to get you a good fire. So we'll go ahead and light this up. If you want to come over here, you'll see we'll just start with a few pieces of wood here. Get this rolling so you can see. And at first, until it gets fully involved, you might have a little bit of smoke, but it'll start drawing the oxygen in. And once it really starts getting burning, there's not much smoke. The point of this ring is to keep the fire centralized. And you'll actually be able to fill it, even with wind, you'll feel the air is rising almost directly up, so you don't have that kick of heat right in your face or that smoke right in your face. And it's super efficient. I can't explain how awesome this thing is. The fire itself, you would think where it burns so much more of the wood that it would go faster, but the logs actually last longer. And when you're all said and done with a full fire, it's actually just a small pile of ash. You dump it out, throw it in your bag, and you're ready to go on your next adventure. All right, so we've had the Solo Stove going for about 8, maybe 10 minutes. I did just throw on a few extra random sticks we found around. And it's burning pretty good. It's one of the prettiest fires you'll ever see. The flame becomes almost like slow motion when it's really full of wood, which we'll probably get a fire roaring tonight and we'll show you some of that, but you get the flame really close to the top and that secondary burn kicks in, it is cool looking. So we'll show you that. You can feel it from a long ways away. You'll see like the dogs, they'll kind of set up camp like 3 or 4 feet outside of the ring because they can feel the heat, but it's not too hot. And even with just a few pieces of wood in there, I'm feeling heat probably 6, 7 feet away. So it radiates heat extremely well, so when you bring your chairs in around the camp, it's awesome. Keep it nice and warm, looks cool, and like I said, you're not going to waste one.